This is day 31, skateboarding coast to coast, making a new painting daily, raising money for kids' art supplies. Not gonna lie, these clouds look like they're out for blood, and this bike route is garbage, but I gotta make it to Nashville. I had a slow day yesterday because of the rain. I didn't make it as far as I'd like to, but I gotta keep pushing. My backpack's a little too heavy. I picked up too much gear. I got a bunch of painting supplies, but got 33 miles till Nashville. Easy peasy, so long as the rain doesn't slow me down. But I usually say I'll see you on the road. We're already here today. Taking a quick break. I made it about halfway to Nashville, so I did about 17 miles so far, and they went pretty smooth. Towards the end, there's not really any shoulder on this road. I'm not a big fan of that, but still making forward progress. The weather is holding up. I'm feeling all right. I got to deal with the situation. Even though I have a 4 terabyte solid state drive, I'm having issues putting my photos onto it, and my photos will not upload to iCloud because I keep having spotty Wi-Fi connections in my hotel. So as soon as I get to Nashville, I need to paint and then figure that out. See you on the road. Made it to Nashville, and I got this really nice little path here Right over by this river. Got probably about 10 miles to hit the center of Nashville, but I'm gonna find something to paint over here. It's beautiful. Just happy to have a nice path. I didn't have any shoulder most of the day, but smooth sailing now. Day 31 was a success. I feel like day 30, I kind of had to go through the motions. Nothing was really working out right for me with the rain, with the roads, with my attitude, everything. You know, it was just a slow day that I wasn't really feeling it. And day 31 went amazing. I feel like a lot of the roads that I got to skate on, super smooth. Not the most shoulder. I had to kind of jump off the road a handful of times. I had a couple of cars just like, you know, when they're all scared right behind you, it kind of throws you off. A few little incidents like that. But all in all, it was great. I skated about 40 miles. I made it to Nashville and I got to work on a really cool painting. I had taken a trip to Nashville about 2 years ago. I did a drive cross country with a friend of mine and we had stopped, but this was like middle of January, so It wasn't really popping or anything, but it was still pretty cool. Skateboarding through, seeing the beauty of like the surrounding areas of like Nashville, the city, it's gorgeous out here. I had a lot of really nice bike paths that were cool to cruise through, a lot of people jogging, riding their bikes, walking their dogs. Anyway, made it to Nashville, did a really cool painting, and I've had this song stuck in my head for weeks because I haven't really been listening to any music. And my buddy Rory, that he used to live with me for a bit back in New Jersey, and he's a traveler, musician, artist, and he would play a lot of different songs. And one of the songs was Wagon Wheel. And I haven't listened to music really this entire trip. A little bit here and there in the hotel, but Wagon Wheel had been playing on repeat in my head for 3 weeks. And, you know, of course, I'm getting the lyrics wrong and repeating myself and whatever, probably going clinically insane. Anywho, I finished my painting, I'm looking for some food, and what do I hear? This guy is playing Wagon Wheel in this little bar, and they got cheeseburgers. So I popped in there, and I was kind of like dancing and grooving and eating, just like feeling myself, hyped up, stoked. Second triple cheeseburger of the day. That being said, I'm over here, I got my fruits, a muffin, a little Danish, my hydration, trying to make up for it. It's really all about balance. One thing that I've been struggling with a little bit is diet and keeping my weight up. So my metabolism is really high, and if you couldn't tell, I'm pretty active. And this is a little bit beyond what I normally do. But I've been sitting at like 200 pounds easy for months now. And I feel like I'm scared to step on a scale. I know, looking at myself in the mirror and feeling the weight of my body, that I've lost 15 pounds already, and could be more. So rather than being like sad and weird and upset and disappointed about it, I'm only a month in. I got 2 more months of this trip. So I need to make sure I'm getting my calories in, but I also need to get my nutrients. I also need to get my hydration. So it's a little bit tricky when it comes down to traveling, being efficient with the day, clocking the miles, not wanting to stop for too long, and then like half of my diet is gas station food. So I'm gonna try for the rest of this trip to just eat more and eat a little bit healthier. That's one of the goals that I got. But before I go for the night, I need to tell a little story. So I make it to Nashville. I kind of want to hang out. I had it in my mind that I was going to spend some time in the city. You know, I've been grinding nonstop. I'm like, you know what, I'll stay a day. But I don't know if they were doing like live music in the middle of the street or something. It's a Wednesday night. And I was gridlocked, on foot, stuck, shoulder to shoulder, hundreds of people, every direction. Couldn't move, and I'm not about it. You know what? Like, I don't mind people, I don't mind crowds, but if I can't move, if I'm stuck somewhere, that's not safe. You know, I don't really have too much fear about most things, as you've probably seen, but I don't like being stuck in a bunch of people not being able to move. It's uncomfortable, something I'm not really a fan of. So I just shot out from there and took a look at some hotels, and I've been staying at Wyndham properties pretty much the whole time. I like these hotels, I'm collecting points. Anyway, I get to the hotel, checking in. There's a couple of old ladies that are trying to check in. They're having issues with their debit card, having issues with the bank. They even called the police. They've been sitting here for maybe, I don't even know how long at this point, but I check in and I think to myself, like, what if that was my mom? You know, what if that was someone that I cared about that was sitting in this hotel lobby just trying to figure out what to do? So I went back down there and asked them if they needed some assistance, and I got their hotel room for the night, and it felt really good. You know, like, I might be going broke on this mission. I might be investing like all the money that I had in doing this skate trip and doing this fundraiser, but it's it's something that I really wanted to do, and I have adjusted it to be something that is supporting a really good cause. And it's at the point that, you know, everyone's got their understanding of success. Everyone's got their understanding of happiness, you know, and if living on the brink of financially destroying myself is a side effect of chasing my dreams and doing something magical, then I'll live on that that teeter. I don't care. You know what? When I get back to San Diego, I'm going to be tattooing and painting so heavy, and I'm going to just be so immersed in my work that, you know, spending the money to make this trip happen doesn't matter that much to me. You know, I will go back and I'm going to have this hunger to create, and I'm just going to want to focus on my work. So for right now, even though finances are a little bit on the tight end, it just felt like the right thing to make sure that these ladies had a hotel room for the night, and they were super sweet and really appreciative. So I'm really happy about that. That kind of made my night brighter. One other thing that I finally managed to do is I got my footage, because my phone was overloaded and iCloud hasn't been backing up. I got my footage on my T7 Samsung hard drive, so I can do some editing, but I'm getting tired. I gotta eat some food. I'm gonna call it a night. See you tomorrow.